Honda's new family for this year is the CB, the Neo Sports Café group. The biggest member, the 1000R, we could already show you. You can find here under the video the previous reviews link. And now we would like to present you the middle group of this family, the CB300R. The engine is only one cylinder. The capacity is 286 cubic centimeters, and all the data of it are absolutely the worldwide average of this class. Power is 31.5 PS, the torque is 28 Newton meter, the engine has a normal wet clutch, a 6-speed gearbox, and all the power, the acceleration, the top speed is absolutely in the average of this class around the whole world. With this bike you can already accelerate away from the cars if once you roll beside them to the red light and you have to start the first, so they are not going to hit you from the back. The normal, let's say, traveling speed is absolutely enough for touring. It's very comfortable around let's say 110, 150, maybe 120 kilometers per hour. The top speed with my approximately 100 kilos is a little bit over 130 kilometers per hour. Of course, if the rider is, let's say, 20 kilos less than me, then the top speed in this power category is going to increase rapidly. One more thing I have to mention in relation with the engine, the resonance, because it's pretty low. Usually at these one-cylinder engines there is a little bit higher resonance, or much more resonance, especially on high revs. This Honda engine is making nearly no resonance. On lower revs there is some, but not disturbing, and on higher revs it's really smooth. Although the seat is pretty hard, but there is no real resonance is coming through to our body. And one more thing, that Honda gives 3.3 liters average consumption for 100 kilometers. During approximately 100-120 kilometers it was lower for me, although I checked the top speed of the bike as well. Again, a big difference related to the 1000 cubic centimeter big brother, the suspension and the brakes, because the 300R has only what it has to have. In the front we have two telescopic forks, but we cannot change anything on it, although the whole setup of it is absolutely enough for the knowledge of the motorbike itself. The width is 41 millimeters and the travel is 130 millimeters. We can find one disc in the front. It's pretty big, nearly 300 millimeters, and really nice the design of it, because it has not middle part, only the round part, and the ABS is inside it and colored to black, not to be so demonstrative. And of course the bike has ABS, as I have already mentioned. It has two channels, so the rear and the front are working separately, and in the front we have a 4-piston caliper. It is radial, of course, only because of the design. And if we walk to the rear part of the motorbike, then we can find inside the frame central suspension unit, which is connected to the Prelly of the rear wheel, and we can change the preload of it with an instrument, but it's pretty easy to put our hand here, and there's a lot of space, so it's easy to change it. The rear brake is a 220 millimeter disc with one piston only. This is also absolutely enough for the knowledge of the bike. Let's speak a few words about the seat position of the CB300R. It's pretty comfortable. I have already mentioned that the greatest rival of it is the BMW G310R. All the knowledge of the two bikes, the power, the engine, the suspension, everything is very, very close to each other. So there are not huge differences. One of the huge differences is the seat position, because here on the Honda, the leg place is more than on the BMW, but the upper part's place is a little bit less. I think the only difference is that the seat is positioned a little bit higher related to the frame and the whole bike. So you have more place for the leg, but the handlebar is lower. So for example, I had some ache in the lower back of mine. We have to say that I am oversized for this motorbike. And also a difference that at least in Hungary, it's funny, but the Honda is a little bit cheaper than the BMW, which is, as everybody knows, made in India. Of course, Honda is also not, I think this one is not a Japanese motorbike. And these things that why the price is kept, can be kept lower, is the overall quality and the material use around the bike. Because, for example, the press material is saying that this is a very nice aluminum cooler cover. Of course, aluminum looking, but this is made simple plastic, just the same as the whole fuel tank, which is looking pretty nice, but it's simply a very thin plastic cover, nothing more. So you don't try to use a magnetic bag on it, because nothing is going to keep it on its place. And one part of keeping the price cheaper or lower is the dashboard itself. It's a totally inverse and totally digital thing, as it is absolutely typical the present Hondas. The informations are, let's say, the minimum necessary. We have an RPM counter here, you can see, and we also have an indicator flash on the top. That's not to make any more noise. And we also have fuel level, the exact time, the exact speed. We have two daily counters and an overall, and we have some very important basic, let's say, computer data. For example, the average consumption of the last 100 kilometers, you can say 3.2, and we also have water temperature. One thing is very, very much missing. I think in the 21st century, in this class, the gear indicator would already be pretty much necessary, as much cheaper and Chinese motorbike are having it. Then why doesn't this pretty nice Honda have a gear indicator? All in all, we can say that the Honda CB300R knows everything what is, let's say, needed in its class around the world. So anywhere you buy a bike like this, it's going to know what you want from it. The design is a much stronger part of it than the average. The headlight, the elements all around it, and the whole looking is absolutely great. So it's a Neo Sports Café motorbike. The technical basis, it's so much the average that it is not jumping out on any part, but not in a negative way on any part. So it's absolutely well livable motorbike. There are some problems, but all the motorbikes in this class and in this price category have smaller problems. For example, we can mention, I still didn't do it, the mirrors, which are this part so short that if you are normally sitting on a motorbike, then in more than a half of it you can see only your arms, nothing more. But these are things which all the motorbike have. The CB has a good price and absolutely a good design and a good looking, so it's just a nice thing to own it and ride with it. If you like the video, please push a thumb up, subscribe for our channel and watch our other reviews as well.